Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So back on No Man's Sky today. I haven't been here for a while actually. So just having a little look around my base. And I've been doing some more work upstairs on the skyport or spaceport. So we're going to have a look at that today. We're going to have probably going to do what we did last time as well and do a mission or do something to progress the game because conscious of the fact that I am not really moving it forward. So I have done a whole load of grinding in preparation for some more building stuff. Can't really tell at the moment, but I've got pretty much all of my ships full of pure ferrite and materials and stuff. For some reason I've noticed actually in the last few days that for some reason it's becoming harder for me to walk up these stairs. Not every time, but sometimes it just sort of clips me. That wasn't the problem originally. So yeah, we've done a load of work on this. I've made this into, that was sort of the idea of this sort of spaceport, was that this was supposed to be like an arrivals and departures lounge for all the incoming and outgoing traffic. So yeah, just done a load of sort of decorative pieces, put some of the internal walls down to sort of separate this space off, and then on the inside obviously we've done loads of sort of seating and stuff and some decals. Didn't realise I'd put those two there actually. And then this is supposed to be that sort of the different races are sort of sat, so if you're going to, I don't know, what, I can't remember what they're called now. God, it's been a while. Gelf, is that right? No, those are the Viking and those are the Korvax, but I can't remember what these are called. These guys are called. It's just completely gone out of my head. But anyway, yeah, so you get what I mean. So if you're going to one of their systems, then you're sitting in that sort of area, sort of thing. So this is supposed to be kind of the departures lounge for that landing pad. Yeah, so just done a bit of decorating, put in the Galactic Trade Terminal. This is that one. I think I showed you this in the last episode, so I've made this kind of a bit more practical now. It is actually kind of tunnelled out. And then, so the next thing we're going to look at, really, in terms of building, because I think this is kind of done. This is about as far as you can get it. I mean, I think I'm going to start using the mods soon. Because I'm kind of running out of, it's such a sort of limited palette of placeables that you end up just kind of doing what feels sort of fairly repetitive. I mean, this works all right because it is fairly repetitive. These sorts of things look fairly similar. All I've done is just change the colours of the benches and things. Put a little sort of security terminal in the corner there. Yeah, so next thing we're going to do is we're actually going to see. So I've got, I had already placed this one down. I think maybe I've just tidied up this edge a bit more since you last saw it. Oh, is that somebody landing on top of us? Thanks for that, mate. Do you mind? You're just going to sit there as well. Great. Yeah, so I think I've tidied up this kind of edge a bit more. So what I'm actually curious to see is, I know we've talked about this a few times, looking at my build limit there, my terrain edit. Well, what we're assuming is our build limit in the bottom right corner of that HUD for the square room. You can see a little meter that it's almost full. So I've been looking at this for a while and knowing that area is, or that meter is filling up, but not really being sure what's going to happen when it does it. Because if I just fly you back over here for a second, so this is obviously all the original area of the base, but if you note where I've placed things down here, so this has obviously all been edited terrain, this is all edited terrain, even right back to when I used to have 3 rooms here. This was all edited terrain, so I'm not sure what point it decides to start filling stuff back in again, and if it would, like, I don't know why it hasn't already attempted to fill this in, and if there's something that we can get round that means that Actually, we do have quite a lot more terrain we can use, because there's quite a lot of this that I don't really need edited anymore. And that's the same in quite a few places throughout the base, actually. Like, I don't have any reason for this to all be edited. There are also a number of spaces that just sort of happen when you're placing things down throughout the sort of build process, that you end up making holes and things where you don't really want them. So I'll give you an example of that. So all of this terrain, so if you look through that glass there, all of this terrain in there, it just kind of deleted loads of that when I put this curve down, and I've gone in and I've tried to edit the terrain back in, but I think that actually counts as my terrain edit even when I'm putting it back in again. So if you see, there's loads of space all around this. So I mean, I'd be more than happy for it to fill all that back in again, but as you say, as I said, I don't know at what order it decides to place stuff down. So what we're actually going to do is we're going to experiment with that a little bit. Before we go and do a mission, just going to look to see if I've got enough. Yeah, so I'm just going to very temporarily plot that there. Save me up into all the way back down again. So we're doing a hard save there, and I think I should have enough materials on me. That's not the right thing. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons as usual. To make a couple more of these. So let's just do. We'll have to craft up a bit. Why can't I get to my exosuit? What's that all about? Thank you. Goodness me, I'm actually quite full, aren't I? Let's just move that. And we're going to need that in a second. Going to need that microprocessor in a second. Let's just dump that. Sacrilege. Chucking materials away. So let's just craft a couple more of these. I've got enough to do these. What do I need for that? Carbon nanotubes. Okay. Which is just ferrite dust, I think. It did work out the other day, actually, the best way to kind of just harvest those microprocessors is just to put a bunch of those storage boxes down, the green storage bins. I'll show you what I mean. These, they spawn, every time you log in, they spawn your microprocessor. So you can just probably put a load of those down somewhere, and that'd be like a microprocessor farm. So we're going to put these down, and we're going to keep an eye on what the meter does and see what happens. I think there's a few possibilities here. Obviously I don't know and I haven't looked this up, but it may well just stop me from placing things. So that hasn't gone up a load, has it? It's gone up a little bit. Or it might just start filling terrain back in. The option where it starts filling terrain back in is actually my preferred option. So I mean, like, it just takes out way too much of the terrain when you do that. Like, completely unnecessary. I didn't ask for it to do that. I only wanted it to take away just the amount I wanted, and just the amount around this. I thought I could snap a door onto that. Can't remember why it's not doing that. So we end up with, yeah, so you end up with all of these bits you have to end up filling back in again, which is slightly annoying, but we won't do that right now. So I think we're going to do a few more. What is that? That's a curved one, so I can't go off of that. I could pick it back up again though. So if I went straight forwards with that, I wonder if we'd end up with enough space to get another one in next to it. Let's have a little look. There's no risk here because obviously I've got the save, so we need to take that out. We need to put one. Is that the right way round? Yes. And then we'll do straight corridor. Where's that coming out to? Yeah, we need a couple more of those straight corridors. Yes, that'd be it. I mean, I'm kind of curious to see. It's just sort of in terms of the longevity of me playing this game. I think really in terms of what it's going to do with this, because as we sort of discussed in the last episode, we have kind of established that it's a. Oh, I need some more metal plating. It's a global. It's a save. Even though it says base terrain edits, it's not. It's a terrain. It's a global terrain edit. Again, it's your save game basically. So I can't put that there. It's too close to the other one. Let's push out a bit further. Then go another couple of tubes. Yeah. So if I was to go to another planet, for example, and pick up some of the. It's going to be out of range, isn't it? Let's move it over here. Pick up some of the base pieces I've put down there, or anything that I've kind of edited the terrain of. It won't. That will contribute to the overall my overall save amount, if you know what I mean. So that will contribute to my overall global terrain edits. I guess it should be universal terrain edits, which doesn't, as I said before, it doesn't really make sense. It's not. I mean, they've sort of just slightly misleading the way they've labelled that, because it says base terrain. It's not base, because you can have multiple bases. So maybe we should just put a kink in that tube. Let's have a look and see how far away we were. No. Oh, we're not that far away, are we? And I don't put a... Oh, is that letting me put a second one? No, it's not, is it? That's putting... That's linking it off of this one, which is not really what I want to do, because I don't think I'll be able to join it then. Let's take those out, and let's do the corner one. Let's do that, and then I'm going to hope that that's going back in the right direction. Yeah, so I think, I mean, as I said, I think the kind of the if that is my option, or that is my limit, then we are only going to be able to. Oh, that's inevitable. It went the wrong way. We're not going to be able to do a lot more to the base. Well, we're not going to be able to do a lot more in this part of the base anyway, in the mountain part of the base. But as you saw, I put some more base terminals down into the water over there, because I had planned to be expanding out into that direction. But it'll be interesting to see what it does. I mean, I think it would be really silly if it just kind of stops you from building in valid position still. Why is that this time then? Is that because we're still hitting that other platform? Or I wish there was a way to, like, I mean, obviously being an ARC player, you cry out for the ability to toggle the snap points. It doesn't look like it should be hitting. It's annoying. Darn it. So, let me fiddle around with this a bit, guys, and I'll see if I can get it back in again. It might just be it's too buried as well. So I'll bring you back in a bit. So I'm wondering, I have a feeling we have actually hit it and we've answered our question, because well, let me put it over there, so that's not editing a lot of terrain if I do that over there. So I think what that is telling me is that in order for it to place that down, it's got to edit more terrain than it's got left in the limit there. So if that is the case, then we've answered our question that yeah, it just stops you from building basically. Which is super dumb. I'm just going to say it. Like, it's just a real shame, because as I say, I've got all of that extra stuff over there that I don't want. Just fill that in, or just start filling stuff in until I don't see why it couldn't do that. Start filling the base back in, and when I remove those things, it'll eventually just end up knowing what I want and what I don't want. I'm pretty sure that's what it is, guys, to be honest. So, I mean, the question that I've then come to is, what would happen if I actually just manipulated that terrain out? If I just deleted all that terrain using my terrain tool, would that still count as a terrain edit? I mean, presumably it would. Now, that doesn't look like it's an enormous amount there, but I can't see any other reason why it wouldn't be allowing me to do that. I mean, we are I suppose we're quite close to that end of that meter. Sorry, that's not a great camera angle, I'm sure, but I don't know though. It will let me place it. Surely that's editing quite a lot of the terrain up there. It would just be useful if it told you something more other than just make it red, like invalid position. Doesn't mean anything. Is it unsupported? Is that why you've got a problem with it? Alright. I mean, I can be a bit drastic here because we've got the save there. So what I'm actually going to do, I just want to find out now really what it does. So it will let me place that one. So that barely went up. That's quite a large amount that it's removed there. It barely went up. So I'm confused. So I don't know what's, I mean, so it's some other reason why it won't let me put it that way. It's not because of the resources up there, because it usually just breaks the resources. I'm just going to kind of plough through this to see what I can. See, that meter's not moving. I don't understand what the logic is here then, if that's not the... I don't think it's my terrain manipulator, although maybe it is. If it's my terrain manipulator, I don't feel like I've hardly done any terrain manipulation. Because I knew early on that this was going to be a limit. Let's see then. So let's get the terrain manipulator out. I mean, it doesn't show it when you're doing this, which is a bit weird. Let's see if we can. Oh, we've hit bedrock there. Interesting. So obviously if it does end up being that it's the terrain manipulator, that's less of a problem. because I'm not doing a lot with the terrain manipulator, unless it counts what the automated mining thing is doing over there. But that's not mining the terrain; it's only taking out the resource. Very confusing. So let's try that again. Press that button every time. I wonder if it's specific building pieces then. So this is going to get really expensive really quickly, and I'm going to run out of resources. But so even that it won't let me place there. So there is something just odd about that spot by the looks of it. Weird. So let's just whack a few more of these guys down. See if we can get that meter to move. I mean, it moved quite a lot when we put this. Certainly moved quite a lot when we put this area down up here. This sort of started this spaceport thing. The meter moved quite a large amount. Right. I mean, I'm doing major terrain edits there. And it doesn't appear to be moving. It's so baffling. If you know what that is, guys, if you know what the I mean, I've done quite a lot of research, but it's not really very clear from the wiki or from anything that Hello Games have put out. I mean, I'm basically cutting the mountain down here, and it's not making any difference to that meter. Maybe it's because I'm taking the object away again, but surely I've still edited the terrain, so alright guys, so yeah, I mean I think we'll probably go and do a mission, and I'll reload the save so I don't have all this mess in the base, and try and do some more homework on it, and maybe I can just clear this area out and it's not going to be an issue. Alright, so we'll be back in a second. Okay, so we're on the way to do the this is one of the NPC missions, but it's actually quite an early one. It's the mission for the weapons guy, the Vikian. So it's shut down the facility. So I actually haven't done this, so I'm hoping that I'll be able to do this. What's going on here? Is it something just take me out of large proximity? Really? I'm not that close to it. Large ship proximity. So off to Gilb. I'm hoping we're able to do this because we did the one with the what was it, infiltrate we had to do for the infiltrate the Corvax facility. I've got no idea how difficult this is going to be, so we may well die repeatedly, but we shall see. Also, when I stopped the camera there, I did or stopped recording, I did a little bit more on that landing pad situation. So I'll show you that at the end, because I think I'm pretty much done with it now. I'm happy with the way it looks. Needs a bit of decoration and stuff, but my engines sound really funny. I don't know if that's just my imagination. So let's see what this involves. I'm guessing there's going to be sentinels everywhere. It shouldn't be too difficult because this is quite early on. Well, it's quite early on in the mission chain, I guess. So let's... don't need to do that. Let's just save this though. Do another second save. let's definitely charge up our life support systems. Yeah, so I can see the sentinels already flying around there. Hazard perception is not something we need to worry about right now. So I'm guessing we've just got to blast our way into this. I'm assuming he isn't going to be aggressive until we start doing that. The only thing I'm slightly limited on, although this might help us out. Yeah, I was going to say I haven't got an enormous amount of ammunition for a bolt caster. So I'm guessing as soon as I start shooting this, all kind of hell is going to break loose. But let's charge up the okay, so I'm not being attacked yet. Oh, here he comes. Oh, they are immediately aggressive, okay. So apparently if you shoot the little red dot underneath them, it does way more damage. It's lucky I'm a dead eye. But the trouble is we're now going to get reinforcements, so I need to get inside this door real fast. And the next... yeah, so the next guys are the dog things. But I think we get inside this quickly, yeah. Okay, so this is going to be as simple as this. The factory was indeed engaged in the production of illegal weaponry, just as the Viking claimed. I should shut down production to see what could be gleaned from their systems. So override production. New blueprint accepted. Beginning fabrication. I override the production line, substituting their blueprints for something more harmless. The factory will produce light bulbs, at least for now. I take a copy of the weapon blueprint previously in production, although I cannot understand it. Leave. Hopefully my armourer guy can give me some information on that. Right, so these guys are going to be right outside the door. But if we just make a break for the ship, which, where did I leave the ship? Where did I leave the ship? Where did I leave the ship? Is that another weapon factory? Oh no, it's my base. Oh, they're not. Where are they? Oh, they're just coming in now, I think. That's odd. They're like glitched into the building by the looks of it. Whap whap. Okay, well that was easy. So I need to just hover around in the vicinity of this before I take off to space. So I'll bring you back, guys, when I get back to base, just to complete this mission, and then I'll show you the those last bit of changes that I just done to that to the landing pads and the spaceport. Right, so let's see what this guy has to say. If we get a new blueprint, that would be cool. I'm guessing it's not going to be a building piece though, it's going to be a weapon of some sort. Hello. How are you? You have shut down their production, interloper. Perhaps we shall make a Viking of you yet. Confirm. Excellent work, interloper. Grah. Did you obtain any technology of our own? Here, I will decrypt it for you. Oh, look, I've made his day. Little weirdy rhino-headed person with a... oh, what this is. Is this your mouth? Is this your nose? I don't know. We shall continue your training. Weapons are nothing without usage, without the glory of righteous war. You just get distracted. So we got an infra knife accelerator. Oh, that's what I always wanted. So this is a handheld weapon, I'm guessing. Cool. Cheers, dude. Steel yourself, interloper. Pirates have discovered our world. Grah. They will provide practice for your weapons. Attack, grah, attack. Burn their hives of villainy and sin. Let them know that this is no one's sky but ours. As they tell me of the pirates, the armourer begins to shake. God, Jesus, cooey jets, mate, cooey jets. I have not seen such passion, such hatred. Oh, it doesn't. It looks like he's tired. Is that what passion and hatred looks like? Look like he was on a stretch. Expressed. So, sorry, I've not seen such passion, such hatred expressed in them for any other being. The armourer alerts me to the presence of pirate ships orbiting this world, asking me to go fight them. Alright, yeah, bring it on. Growl, fight well insulated, but destroy them before they destroy more sentinel attention to our, or draw more sentinel attention to our home world. Alright. I think we'll probably save that for the next episode, but so we just show you we'll make that gun as well, I think, in the next episode. So let me go up my stairs. So I ended up kind of messing this around a little bit. I couldn't get it to a place where I wanted it to place. Oh, hello. Which was over there. But I've ended up with a door coming out because I'd done all the grind to drill it out and everything. So, oh, that's messy. That's messy. Excuse that. You didn't see that. Oh, that's a good shot. Good shot, Toves. And that one up there. Do excuse the mess. Oh. So is that going back in, or am I taking that out? Oh, I was taking that out then, wasn't I? Okay, that'll do. So yeah, I've took this one out a bit more. I can't get it neat around this glass. I think some reason those glass kind of cornered pieces seem to take out a stupid amount of terrain, and they're really difficult to fill back in again afterwards. So I added this one in. Oh, you can see my shadow. Interesting. You can see my shadow, but not my person, because I was in first person there. So there's a little door there now. I actually ended up adding another one over here, and cleared out some of the terrain around this window. So that's the stairwell. So I think that actually works quite well now, because it's got no direct access. You have to come out of that door, but I think that kind of works. So I mean, I'll do some more dressing for these. So like I did with this one, I'll do to the rest of them, just to complete it and stuff. But so we end up with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So yeah, I think probably when you see the screenshot, you'll be seeing it with all the ships on it, which you'll have already seen. I haven't seen because I haven't made yet, but you've seen it because, yeah, time travel and all that stuff. Cool. So so I think that's probably going to be. I think that's probably going to be it, guys. We'll make that, as I said, we'll make that weapon in the next one. It's a shame you can't play it on from this orbit camera. Yeah, we'll make that weapon from the next one, and we'll go kill these pirates. I don't imagine they'll be difficult to kill at all. Alright, so thanks for watching, and yeah, thanks for staying to the end, and I shall catch you on the next one. Take it easy.